extraordinaire, Anya Marie Andersdottir. See, I knew this would be right up your alley. Now then, if you'll open the book, I will begin the...
Whoa! What is...
The two are indeed similar. Both worlds were built using the same magic, after all.
Aha! So it is Alice!
Hello.
Oh, no need to be shy. Just think of me as one of your mother's dearest friends.
You keep talking about stories and magic. What's this all about? Simulanka 2.0 or something?
Certainly not. Simulanka was a peerless masterpiece. Without the original author, it would be impossible to create a sequel, even for me. But you are right about one thing. Just like last time, I want to show you a work of magic that has to do with storytelling.
What's this?
This is your mother's dying wish.
My mother's dying wish would...
Let me answer that with a question. What do you suppose would be a writer's greatest regret? Have you ever read a book called The Little Witch and the Undying Fire? Oh, that's because it was the work of more than one person. It began as a little game at our tea parties. Each of us took turns writing the next part of the story. I wrote the first volume, then the other mages took their turns. Em was tasked with writing the final volume and tying everything up. But by the time everyone had finished writing their parts, Em had passed away. Oh, it was a terrible And that is the answer to my question. A writer's greatest regret is to leave a story unfinished. But all is not lost. I couldn't stand the doom and gloom of it all, so I went ahead and wrote an ending myself on her behalf.
Then what's this?
This is the answer your mother gave to the same question. In her eyes, this was her greatest regret. She made me promise that I would bring it to you, because she believed the only person who could resolve this regret is you.
So my mother's greatest regret...
You could say that.
And I guess resolving the regret means...
That's one way to put it.
Is a straight answer to...
Her answer was quite the opposite of what I'd expected. But oh, how touching it... I'd love to tell you what she said, I really would. But that would spoil the plot, and we can't have that. Spoilers ruin everything.
Oh.
Just think of this task as giving a story a much-needed ending.
I understand. But,
Relax. Why else do you think, with their experience, you'll have so many story ideas you won't know what to do with them? So don't be shy to ask.
Yeah. If it's to help Durin fulfill his
Aunt Alice, could I ask?
I had a feeling this might come up, but that answer isn't mine to give. You'll have to find...
Don't worry. We'll help you come up with loads of ideas. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, the actual process might not be quite...
Why is that?
Because when Em created this book, she borrowed my magic. In other words, it's not a book you can just pick up and read. It's a magical book. Its chapters are scattered through memories of the past. Gather them all, and the book will show you it.
So, where are we supposed...
Em left a trail of clues for each unfinished... Oh, and when it comes to adding to the story yourselves, you'll need to use this.
And this is...
This, my dear little Paimon, is the ink Em left behind. Infused with a little of my own. It's extremely precious, so be sure to use it sparingly. This is all that's left.
So we need to search for the memories and keep...
It just had to be a wild goose chase.
Perhaps it's just another form of storytelling. Em was ever so creative. Just think of it as a little challenge.
I don't care about that.
Yep, with a ton.
Okie dokie. And once the story's complete, do let me have a little look-see, okay? I've read everything she ever wrote, so naturally, I can't miss this one.
Yeah, most of the time.
Don't worry, I'll know when you're finished. Just wait for me. All right, off you go. I can't wait to hear how the story...
Oh, right. Alice. Huh?
A corner of repose for countless tales, watched over by the honor of knights. There, a witch once spent a sleep. Find the place I speak of. For
Was that a riddle? Where do you think this mysterious... Hey, you... might...
I had a feeling that's where we would be headed. After all, it's where my mother was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Still, I feel bad about.
Don't worry about it. We don't...
Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Everybody stand back!
Back in the Mondstadt Library, huh? Talk about a trip...
So we're supposed to find the seeds of the.
Well, we're in a library, so it's gotta be books, right? But seriously, there's so many here.
Making a racket in a library? You should know better than...
Lisa! Oh,
Now, who do we have here? Ah, my golden...
Sorry, Miss Lisa. I know you taught me to be quiet in the library, but Paimon was just trying to help. Please don't be too hard on.
Well, it has been far too long since we saw each other. So I suppose I can let it slide just that back when he first arrived here. Poor Jean wasn't sure what to do with him, so I stepped in to lend a hand. I figured, if I can handle a boy raised by wolves, then teaching one who's part dragon should be a walk in the park.
nice! Sounds like Durin was welcomed...
Why, of course. Now, let's save the reminiscing for another time.
It's kind of hard to explain. Maybe you could take a look at.
Oh? Ah, I see. These so-called seeds of the story must be the books that inspired its creation. That's just how it is with stories. They grow out of the tales that came before them. And that mage, I can almost picture her here, hundreds of years ago, scribbling away at one of these very...
But we don't know anything about this story. How are we supposed to figure out which books inspired it?
As it happens, just before I found you here, I was looking into something rather peculiar, stranger still. Just as he went to reach out for them, the books vanished into thin air. That particular knight knows this library inside and out. I'd be there. Something tells me these might just be the magical books. According to the report, there are 3 of these books in total. I'll be...
looks like a poetry collection. But let's see what Lisa... Second strongest spell in existence. Do not show Wait, there's actually a book like that right here in the Mondstadt library? Huh. There's definitely something fishy about... Let's hang on to this. It's one of M's after...
Please be quiet within the premises and refrain from making a racket.
Well, did you manage? Truly extraordinary. And certainly not the kind of thing that should be just lying around.
So, it's some kind of book of spells? Paimon's guessing magic this power...
It's true. This book does contain one of Miss Alice's spells. But honest, the only reason it's even meant to be in the restricted section is because we can't let Klee get her hands on it. After Klee was born, Miss Alice advised us to seal it away. She even added that little subtitle herself.
So, it's to keep it away from Klee, huh? Does that mean she could use it to cause even more mayhem than she already does with Jumpy Dumpty?
No, that's not it. As Miss Alice herself put it, letting Klee see it too early would spoil the surprise. Well, did you manage to find them? Well, this book has quite an obvious connection with, but as one of the library's classics, its presence here is it really is a must-read. So if you haven't read it yet, that's your... Well, yes, this is a restricted book, all right. It certainly isn't supposed to be here.
Huh. But it looks like a regular poetry collection.
The issue lies with one of the poems inside. You've heard of the great battle that 500 years ago, during the cataclysm in Conria, an evil dragon descended upon Mondstadt. A fierce battle with Dvalin ensued, but in the end, the evil dragon fell, and Dragonspine became its resting place.
We're talking about Durin. The Durin of Dragonspine.
Well, the poem in question turns the whole battle into a dance, with the evil dragon recast as an innocent child who came here in search of friends. But given all the suffering experienced at the claws of that dragon, how could the people of Mondstadt accept such a retelling? Bards are often accused of inventing history or distorting the truth in their ballads. But this one hit a bit too close to home. And since the knights back then were unable to track down the author, they decided to ban the entire collection, blot out the title, and seal it away for good.
So the version in the poem, it was all a lie?
I'm afraid that question is something only the dragon himself could answer. Well, did you manage to find them? Seems like there's still some missing.
An experiment log? There's something serious...
Please be quiet within the premises and refrain from making a racket.
Oh, wait! Did Klee write this one? Should this even be here? We better show it to Lisa.
Well, did you manage to find them? Well, it definitely shouldn't be here, because this is something Klee wrote. It's a compilation of all the best fish blasting spots around Mondstadt, as well as the most convenient places to stash. Of course, there's no way she'd get away with keeping a book like that in her bag. And she'd be in big, big trouble if Jean were to find out. Not only would the book itself be confiscated, but she'd be looking at a whole day in solitary confinement at the very least. Somehow, she figured out that the best place to hide it was right here. No place like a forest for hiding trees, huh? Now, every time it gets confiscated, she just writes a new one and sneaks it back in. Yes. So thanks for helping me find it. Oh, well, did you manage to find... Huh.
Yeah, we could tell just from reading the
Albedo was the one who brought it in. He suggested I place it on the restricted list.
Why?
He said it's full of forbidden alchemical formulas, some of which could even Apparently, the danger it posed was so great, he didn't even feel like it was safe to carry.
Really? Definitely sounds like it shouldn't be here then.
Still, if that mage read this book too, it must have been written a lot earlier than I'd imagined. Well, would you look at that? Seems like these are the little troublemakers you're after. And all three just so happen to be forbidden.
Forbidden texts? You know, the first time you mentioned that the library had a restricted section.
Not really something you should be poking your little... Seeing as it was Miss Alice who asked you to look for these books, I won't question the matter. But they'll need to be sealed away again once you're...
Don't worry, Miss Lisa.
Well then, that's all from me. After all that hard work, I think
All right, we've gathered all the reference books. What's next?
Wait, look!
Long, long ago, an evil dragon descended upon the human world, bringing terrible calamity in its wake. Bravely did the people resist, until at last, the dragon lay slain. Later, a witch with a love for stories came upon the tale of the evil dragon, and for reasons she could not explain, felt a pang of sorrow on its behalf. For she knew, despite its body being born of wicked alchemy, all along, the dragon's soul was that of an innocent child. Right up to the moment of its death, it had no choice in becoming a vessel of calamity, nor could it fathom the cruel fate that lay before it. Though the witch had a love of stories, she was not pleased with how this one ended. No, that won't do, she thought. I'll write you a better ending instead. And so she set off to do just that, borrowing a little magic from her friend. With it, she wove a dragon's egg, resolving to rear a dragon child of her own. Yet long in thought she lingered, wondering what kind of world her little dragon ought to behold upon waking. At last, she made her mind up, adorning the cradle with a wisp of woodland air. Then, she quietly waited for the egg to hatch.
Whoa! We're actually inside the story!
This must be Aunt Alice's magic.
Yeah.
A story about me?
Why don't we just see where the story takes us?
Okay.
And now a golden-haired traveler, a silvery sprite, and a dragon-born youth step onto the stage. What new
Whoa! That came out of nowhere! Was that the same voice we heard just now? Yeah. But
I've missed this. It's just like the story.
you mean... M?
Yeah, she loved it. Sorry, we should focus on what we're here to do. So,
The dragon youth wondered aloud. Yet all he could do was wait. Of course, there's something to be said for helping it along. Perhaps a
Oh! Is that a hint?
yeah, I agree.
This Dodoko doll is meant to be the... All the people we've seen that look like that turned out to be mages from the Hexa...
My mother had a hat just like this.
And the witch must be M!
Whether the sprite spoke true or not, it had little. For in that moment, what mattered most was not that she was a.
Let's keep.
This must be the dragon egg, right? Looks like it's good. So we've got a dragon egg about to hatch, a witch who loves stories, and that...
This is my story, isn't it?
Okay, so how are we supposed to help the story along?
Apparently, it hadn't dawned on the group to.
Oh, right! We're at the point in the story where we're waiting for the baby dragon to hatch. So that...
With the flames at his command, perhaps the dragon youth.
What? You want us to...
The silvery sprite's surprise betrayed her lack of reading. For in countless tales, it is told that only by fire's embrace.
Huh, you... kinda have...
Okay, I'll see what I can do. literally just begun!
Let every unborn life be welcomed with tender anticipation, and may that warmth stay with it for a lifetime. At last, under the witch's expectant gaze, the little dragon broke free. No living being has ever decided the moment of its birth. I brought you into being because I willed it so, just like the witch. But I promise you this, your birth was wanted. You are loved.
You've never told me those things before, but for some reason, I always... Thank you for bringing me into this world.
The waiting witch did not feel lonely, for she had 3 visitors by her side. Together, they beheld the hatchling's first breath of life. Holding her dragon child close, the witch promised him a life unlike that of the evil dragon. And so, nestled in his mother's warm embrace, did the little dragon's story begin.
Wait, isn't this Mondstadt? Looks like we're back in the real... Looks like there's more written on the page now and less ink left than before. So, does that mean we've completed this chapter? Yeah, but why does M seem to think that the story isn't finished yet? Durin broke free from the curse, came into this world with a new body, and even made a bunch of new friends. True. Everything's always so mysterious with these mages.
Huh.
Is this thing on? All right, that should do it.
Hey, that's Allison!
Hello there, children. If you're hearing this, you've stumbled upon the little recording I left for you. I thought you could use it. By now, I'm guessing you've already begun to leave your mark on the story. You should know, however, that the book needs time to absorb the ink.
Wait, so even magic ink needs time to dry?
The good news is, you can return to any chapter you've already completed and continue to explore the Have fun, dearies. Toodle!
Oh, man! Paimon was...
Maybe it's for the best. Sooner or later, we'll end up being whisked off to another world again, so it might be good to take a break.
A break. Yeah! Paimon has a sudden craving for the...
So let's meet up here later.